It's Bijal. I'm here for my Tuesday Live. Decided to come on in the evening today because today was super busy, which I'm excited about. Pop on here to talk about a really amazing win I've had, and I wanted to come on and share it. So I wanted to discuss how I doubled my sales from the month of June into the month of July. So that was an amazing accomplishment, and it's only been June 21st. So I'm hopeful for even more as the month continues on. And during my time with learning sales, learning the process, understanding how to actually make a sale happen for myself, I have truly been able to learn about the process of sales, which I've actually come to love. And so one of the first things that impacts sales is your mindset. It's your mindset and it's your mentality. So I see some people have joined. Say what's up. Say hey in the comments. Hit me up. I'm open to answering questions. I know this is a hot topic, right? Who doesn't want to double your revenue in a month's time, right? It's exciting. You know you've got the goods, but it's not translating somehow. So, hey, what's up, Chris? What's up, buddy? Glad you're here. So I'm excited. So when I have a win, I tend to share out knowledge. It's my way of gratitude and giving back in the world. I 100% believe in the law of attraction. I think that's really big into sales. So the moment I have an enormous milestone in sales or have a super big win, you'll see me come on and I'll be giving away stuff. So let me say hey to more people. I've got Ronaldo here. Anybody who's just joining right now, doing my live a little bit later than I normally do because I was so busy today. But say what's up to me in the comments. I'd love to know that you're here so that we can interact. And if you have any questions, but the topic I'm discussing is how I doubled my revenue from June into July. So the very first thing is I learned to hone the sales process. The way I did that is by becoming a sales detective. Like straight up, I analyzed extremely every move I was making, how I was showing up on calls, what time I was showing up on the calls, what was my process, did I have a script, did I not have a script, how much did I warm up that contact, how much did I warm up the prospect before we even got on the call, how much did they know about me before we got on, had I been showing up on my lives, had I been showing up on my Facebook profile page, had I been showing up on their page. That's a big one. It's a big one. So in the world of social media, we keep learning, okay, like I've got to show up consistently, right? So my client base, my avatars, they can find me and they can get to know me. All good. I'm going to give away one of my top secrets into how to get sales because I want to see you succeed. You have to want to engage with your prospect, whether that person is identified and you know who they are, or whether it's the idea of who they could be. You have got to show up onto their page, comment, like, post, connect, could then naturally get into their messenger conversations and make it a natural kind of authentic flow. The best thing you can do is show up as the best version of yourself. So notice I didn't just say show up as yourself. You're going to need to do some work to hone, kind of like if you were going to go on a first date, right? If you're going to go on a first date, you're going to show up and you're going to represent yourself in the best way possible. Why? Why don't you just show up like wearing sweats and not having showered, right? You don't show up that way because you know it's not attractive to the other person. So what you want to do is when you are nurturing these prospects, you want to show up with the best version of yourself. What this does is two things. You come across authentic, like as you are and who you really are, which is always going to be the really literal best way for you to make a sale. The second reason that it's really important is when you step with your best foot forward, the conversation is automatically elevated to that level of energy. You're giving your prospect that level of energy, and you're inviting them to also show up in the same way back. So it's amazing. It's amazing to me how much influence that you can have when you're having a conversation, when you're posting, what you're saying, even down to like what emojis you're actually using. They represent a lot. People are looking for a connection. And if you can authentically connect with your prospects by using these nurturing type of tips, you're going to really make the sales process easier. So once you get into the actual sales calls with your prospect, the thing that's most important is for you to come up with the 80-20 divide. You want to make sure you're listening in a really deep way. You want to pause. We all tend to speak faster when we're anxious. You want to pause. You want to have calmness in your voice. You want to have stillness. You want to come across like the mountain that is unmovable, unshakable, and you are here to understand them at a deeper level. So the whole concept that sales is you selling something, or a strategy session is a sales call, is like 100% false. 100% false. Need you to remove that from your mentality. That's why it's called a strategy session. You are there and your only job is, like I call it, my IP, be the sales detective. Find out, ask questions, be curious, let them talk. It will be revealed. It will be revealed. When you ask anybody what they want more in the world, is that they just want someone to listen to them. So if you can do that with a deep understanding of their problems and their pains, I guarantee you, you're going to build emotional rapport. That is one of the biggest misses I see on sales calls. When you are busting out your script and just talking from it, you think they're connecting with you. You sound like a robot, right? You're like, okay, so tell me now what your pain points are. What? Who are you even? Why would I tell you my pain point? I don't even know you yet. So, you can't skip the human part of sales. So let me say hey to some people that have joined, saying what's up in the comments. I'm excited. I've got Alex Boyley here. What's up, man? He is blowing it up, talk about in sales. And we started at a similar time in our sales and marketing group. And now we're in another group together because we are stepping it up and refuse to back down. I've got Yasha here, and I'm like super excited to get this going. So what we're talking about is how I doubled my revenue from June into July. And what does that look like? And what shouldn't that look like? Exactly right. Yasha, listening actively. Absolutely. So you could have, you could have, oh, you can do that. Even if it's a short sentence, just to let them know you feel them and you're empathizing with what they're going through. Alex, you're right. It seems obvious. A strategy session is not a sales call. Like, it is not a sales call. So don't come into it with that kind of energy, because you will then transmit that out to that person. And when you transmit the energy of I want to make a sales, you are not going to make a sale. Their mind and their subconscious are, no. This person is desperate for a sale, and people, even when they need you, are going to back up the truck and be afraid of the energy that you're bringing. No one wants to be sold to, even when they need you. So let me say what's up. I said Alex Boyley's name correctly. First English person. Well, you gotta give me some minority credit, Alex. I've got that Indian background, so I pay attention, because my name is Bijal, and I cannot tell you how many people goof up Bijal for like its variant. So I'm glad I got it right, and I would have been up for you correcting me. I've got Anthony Aramini on here, who has honestly guided me and has been a huge huge mentor to me in terms of sales. I feel like I've learned from the best, and I want to give that away. I want to encourage you guys to get out there, because I know there's lots of good people that have good offers that are out there, but struggle to actually make the sale. And let me tell you, when you struggle to make the sale, a part of your energy starts to go down. You start to feel bad. You come to your next call with that energy like a little bit deflated, not exactly the same, a little bit lower in your tone of voice. You listen a little bit less. You're already planning the doom and gloom after the call. And so it is important that you make a sale. So that's not the end all be all, but it is important that you see money enter your account, because money is energy after all. So I have a question here from Chris, my boy Chris. Are there any go-to questions you use to get the prospect to open up and learn more about their pain points? Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So here's what I without sometimes straight up saying what is the pain point, I measure our relationship. So the reason I do that is I do a lot of pre-work before I'm ever on an SS call. I'm not getting on an SS call not knowing how to pronounce the person's name. Let's put it that way. I know generally who they are. I know generally their family dynamics. I know about their business. I know generally about their struggles. So all of this to say, I extract and start the process of being that detective in the messenger conversation. I also follow up with that directly into my SS. Like I have a call system and an application. I already ask the key questions in that actual application. What that does is it primes the person, and it creates this openness in our relationship that basically you can trust me. You can trust me to tell me what's going on with you. When you're asking somebody their major pain points, you are asking to be within their circle of trust, within their realm, and some people feel uncomfortable. If they feel uncomfortable and they don't tell you what are the outcomes of where they're at, where they're struggling, it's probably because you didn't set up that amount of rapport. So that's what I do. That is the main thing. So I know that's more of a strategy rather than actual questions. But what I do is I actually do the counter. So I start, Chris. Chris, I actually start with the opposite. I say, okay, cool. So I'm so happy to have you on the call today. I sell branding, so I will start with specifically brand stuff. And I'll say, hey, so what's going awesome right now in the brand? Like, what are you super happy with? So I always start with the positive. That is to build them up and to let them flock their feathers a little bit and feel really comfortable and excited about what they are doing well. It's also a little bit of a mindset trick. It's to say you do have power. It isn't all everything is horrible. Like, it's making sure they see their cup half full the way that most people see them. So after that, then I'll ask, okay, cool. That's super exciting. I'm so excited to hear that about you. And it's genuine because I really am. Like, they're telling me their wins. Now I'm excited and they're excited. Their voice, I match their energy. Always match the recipient's energy. So if they're like me and they're the kind of person who gets jacked up on do energy, I will match that. If they're a little bit more calm than me, I might come in a little bit softer. I'm not going to change who I am, but I'll be like, oh man, that's exciting. I'm so happy to hear that, as opposed to being like, dude, amazing. Like, I will show up for some people like that because that is me naturally. But I'm not going to unleash all of that on somebody. It may just not be appropriate. So after I do that, so they're built up. We're hyped. We've now connected. We've emotionally connected on what their win is, right? And they can tell I'm rooting for them in their corner. That's an important facet of my brand launch, is that I root for people and I'm in their corner. I literally launch their business and brand. So that is completely on brand for me, for my business and who I am as a person. It all aligns really strongly. There's no question about that. And then I actually say that, man, I'm so excited for you. I'm rooting for you to continue to have this success. So they know that. So I even say what the emotions are. So boom, we're connected. After that, I basically then get into any version of pain points. And I'm not saying I've never asked what the pain points, sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll actually say, so what are the pain points that are going on right now? But usually what I'll do is say, man, that's so exciting. So, okay, great. I'm glad I've taken notes. I have all of this listed down. You sound like you have a lot of great things going for you. Tell me a little bit about the areas that are challenges for you. And then boom, it opens up so quickly. The conversation is now primed. We have now connected and they feel just so much more comfortable. So yeah, anybody watching, if you have questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments and I'll address them as I'm kind of going through this. But just overall here to give tidbits and to give any little tricks and tips for you to be able to take some of these concepts and be able to apply it to yourself, to your own offers. And also to provide a sense of hope and inspiration. I know that COVID has been difficult for so many people. And then there is a sense of kind of gloom that's associated with that. And so I wanted to come on here and be a bright light, pass on positivity, give away some of my sales tricks, because I am excited about learning this process and am actually planning to launch a really awesome beta course. I'm calling it Sales Detective. I'm planning to launch it on September 1st. It's going to be a beta course. It's going to be excellently priced for the first 10 people. So hit me up in the comments. As I'm putting together that material, I can keep you in the know on that. So just hit me up with #sales and I'll know to keep you on the list for when that comes out. But I'm basically planning to package how I have honed and fully understand how to do an empathetic sale. I know how to do an empathetic sale. I know how, once I'm on a call with somebody, I know how to get them to close. Have an extremely high close rate, but it's with complete earnesty, morality, and authenticity. I will not sell somebody who is not ready. I will not give them the offer. I do not press. I do not push too hard. But there is a certain amount of dance. So there's an art and a science into why people buy. And I noticed that there were so many guys out in the marketplace who sell sales. They sell it. And I thought, wouldn't it be neat as an Indian who was born here though, an American, with an Indian heritage and background and a strong female, wouldn't it be cool to have a different perspective on how to sell? What is it about different sales styles and your own personality and persona? What sales persona bucket do you fall in that we can easily make like 2 or 3 tweaks and you're gonna like fly away and be on your way to making those sales? So that's what I'm interested in doing, because I am like the brand detective and I get in it and I love to understand and tweak the process and watch and analyze and observe all the small details. That is why I'm excited about this brand offer I'm going to make on Sales Detective. So again, hit me up if you would like to be on the list for the Sales Detective course I'm going to be launching September 1st. Hit me up, #sales in the comments. If you're watching this later, feel free to say #replay. Let me know if this was useful. I am exploring topics on what to talk on once a week. I always come on live on Tuesdays. But I would love to continue to build this out and bring you value. So let me know if there are any topics that you are thinking of. But I'm excited because I have spent so much time with people and I can analyze and use my strengths, which are emotional intelligence. And I have been able to hone people, understand where their problems are. And so many of my clients now, I've gone through so many clients, I can now individualize and literally in a second pick up, ooh, okay, so tell me about this. Like, where is this limiting self-belief? What is that fallacy in your logical thinking you're having? And it's having great impact. So I feel super good about it. It's exciting to make a difference in people's business lives and then hence in their personal lives. So, all right, guys, I got to go here. I actually have a lot of client work to do. because when you get good at sales, you end up with a lot of clients. So I have a lot of stuff to do, which I love. I love the creative stuff, but now I'm learning I love the sales stuff too. So thanks for joining me. All right, Chris, Ronaldo, I'm so happy to hear that this was helpful for you. And yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great night. Take care.